She wore velveteen rabbits. They said, you eat rabbits, you shoot game. I don't know your real name. Perhaps it's Joe, perhaps it's Tony, perhaps it's Charlie in the Cadillac with the velvet. I once made love to a woman called Velvet. She's amazing. Every time I see red, gives me flush. She laid her cards down on the table. It was a royal flush. She said, I'm not playing. I'm here for the long, long game. Every moment of my life, I can't believe that we're still here because my people were shrouded in fear. They said, you are a stinking Jew. Your name is Hannah. But before that, we called you Jessica at birth. She rode the tram down this street from Larundel in Bundoora all the way to St Kilda. I carried her little vinyl bag and inside she left me one durry. 21 years later, I smoked that durry. It was harsh. It's harsh to be in this country. It's hard to have a conscience in this country. I'm walking in pools of blood. There is red on my hands, in my heart. This set is for Daphne. And my mother, Geraldine. They had to clean up the red ochre on the rocks when her head rolled 2 meters. And on the note, they photographed it in carbon, but there was blood, so I only had half of the note. It said, Jesus, please forgive me. Please understand me. It's your life to take. So my heart, it keeps beating, and my soul, it wants to flee. But I've decided to stay here with you and me. Here we go. She said, please hold this violin. You don't know what it means to me. L'chaim for life. The lives that were lived, that still live. I can see your people. I see the long line of ancestors. I feel it in the floor. They're so damn proud of us. She keeps calling on the waves. She keeps calling from her grave. And I touch the bunny fur against my cheek. And I remember softness. And I'm not weak. Because it takes strength to stand. Kia kaha. And it takes strength to hold. Kia kaha. And it takes strength to stand. Kia kaha. It takes strength to turn up for each other. So we do, and we do. All of the people who were singing the stories on the waves of the radio, they were pulling out the Morse code. She said, it's all code. You must learn to speak in code. You must switch the code. So I see you, and I see me. In the light, in the silicon, in the sand, in this microphone made of sand. Take me under the wave. I will float, and I will be. I will be with you. The soul, it comes up from the earth. It preserves and it keeps a trace. You walk on the earth. You feel it under your toes. It gets in. And I am jerky. I am preserved. And you are jerky. You're storing it up in autumn. She roasted barley. She said, have some tea. Have some tea and ground yourself. Have some tea. Mr. Wilson, he was here. He's still here. I feel no fear because he speaks the truth. He is brave. He says, I'm not going to muck around. Remember, you lay your cards down. It was the fool and the magician, perhaps even a little bit of the hermit. Wrap me up in the velvet of your hands, of your cloak. I am butterfly. I am silk. I am strong. I am soft. Rolling down. Pulling off the skin. Begin again. Begin again. Somebody was speaking about New Orleans earlier. She carried a little bundle of silk and some wood and some steel. She carried it across fields. She had blisters on her feet. She kept dancing and calling and praying and falling into the unknown, the great mystery. The breath sometimes is shallow. There are many graves here that are shallow. There are women in graves you don't know. I see them in the fields when the bulbs come up. Many women, many stories, many names we don't know. But they're here. They're here. They live through me. Through the fog, you can't see, you hear the horn. It's to take you to shallow, dry, safe land. It was a train. It was a red rattler train. And the coils with the seats, with the leather, broken leather on her legs. In the summer, it was sweaty. And the rust of the red of the old steel between her legs. It was not an easy ride. But I'll take you on this easy ride. How many women were traded for cars? How many women traded for cigarettes? How many women were traded? Maybe for your dog, maybe for a tick on a dog by a river. Parasites, they keep falling off me. She flicked off the tick, off the leech. She kept her blood inside, this time in these veins. It was pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Calling out like a horn. Yeah, it's half time. Have you got the oranges? She said, these hands are tired of picking oranges. They're tired of cutting themselves on the fillet of the bone. She ate the same fish for 7 years. Over and over again. When I die, you'll wrap me in kelp. But I will be the mermaid, the one that you yell. She closed her eyes. She said, no surprise, 'cause way up high there's a boat, and I'm the anchor. I can feel a dragon dragging like the ropes that were dragged before in the set. It's all jazz, it's a fusion, a transfusion. Let me clean your blood. She dreamt of Corinthians number 9, and she said, it's not fine, I don't want to be the priestess anymore. Throw away the religion, throw away the book, open up the empty bowl and have a look. Wanted to remember what it was like to be a duck in a hollow. They pulled the feet underneath. They dove down, they pulled down the duck, and they made a pillow for the velvet on a bed of the nightmare that we continue to live through. Make it a gentle dream tonight. This is a lullaby. It's not a scary dream. This is a lullaby. She scraped the fish clean. This is a lullaby. May you sleep well tonight. This is a lullaby. And if you have terror, let the salt rise. It's all right. Scraping at the walls. She fed them the most beautiful broth, the sea bone broth. They were happy. They were full, content. She wrapped a blanket around the dead baby. She wanted to put it out on the river. She said, "Don't go fishing here." Building because the painting was not to be seen by the people. All the artwork that's been burned. We are artwork, we are burned. All the artwork that's been burned. We are artwork, we are burned. And the charcoal, it is soothing. She ate the bones. She drank the ash. In her mouth, she held it. And the ones wearing the scratchy wool, they said, "Don't speak, don't speak." And the ones with the heavy crucifix, they said, "Oh, you're so weak, you are such a heretic." So she dared to mix water with earth. And she dared to speak the name that she was given at birth. And she dared to speak the women who had come before her, because they existed and they lived through me. No shame here. It's just what happens to women in this country. So my life is a triumph that I've outlived my mother and my grandmother. They're buried on a hill where the bunnies come and visit. I want to wrap you all in velvet. I want to fix your eyes with new buttons made from leather knots. Sharp like glass, and your fear, it's just a passing cloud. Don't forget to wrap your shroud. Part mummy, my mummy was taken away. They put her in Ambermere in Beechworth. She was 14 years and 9 months of age. He was a gunsmith. He was heavy like lead. They said, "Oh, it's the hats. It's the hats that made her bats." She picked a feather from the duck in the lake, and she wore it like an uppity slut. Her gloves were made from dough, and everywhere she went, like her nerves. She had shock treatment before breakfast every day. Sturdy stuff. Living in this country. Sturdy stuff. Take you to the ball. You're a debutante now. You're a good property. Perhaps you're even more than a cow, a jersey. You'll give them milk, but the milk turns sour. It stood in the paddock. It said, "I've had enough." It chewed its cud. It was rough. But the sweet green of her mouth, when she held it in her mouth, you were treacle, you were molasses, you were sour and sweet and red, made of blood. It was an E.H. Holden. 3 on the tree. There were 3 birds on that tree. One for her, one for him, one for they, one for them. They couldn't work out if she was a man dressed as a woman or a woman of the land. They said, "You can't bring that shotgun in here." She liked to carry it. It gave her a little bit of fear. She was an empty shell. They said, "You'll go to hell." It's her life, and she took it. It's my life, and I shook it. I shook it out, I shook it down, I squeezed it out all around the town. There was salt, there was blood, there was grit, even a bit of shit. And they dried it up, and it made a really good fire. On the hill, there was blue smoke. In her heart, lots of old smoke. And she saw the shape of a wagon. Do you remember wagon wheels? Oh man, I could go a wagon wheel right now. Come on, I know there's some people in this room that know what I'm talking about. Rickety axle doesn't roll sweet. It broke. They dragged the carcass vibrations. She could hear the submarine in distance. And the little round window had barnacles on it. Pry them off. In the waves they made a pearl. And the ladies with the pearls and their dough gloves playing cards, they would play patience. She had no patience. It was a formica table and she got the cards and she wiped them off. They never invited her back for scones and jam and tea after that. I've been through the ringer. I tried to ring her in the Telstra payphone, the blue one when it was 20 cents a call. They said, would you accept the charges? I said, what charges? No, I don't accept the charges. And they were charging by on their horses. She was a horse, she was not on the bit. She was a wild Brumby. They tried to set a trap so that she would go lame. But her mane was golden, like the sunset in her eyes. With her white gloves on, she dusted off the fingerprints so nobody would know that she'd been here and spoke of such things. She tried to cover her eyes, her face, and the froth and the horse's mouth gave it away, left a trail on her hand, on her clothes, on the velvet. There was salt. I feel like that's 20 minutes. Is that 20 minutes or more? What is that? I think that's enough.